Yeah, and Saltzman are present, and we have a quorum.
Can we get some more copies of these because you're not letting us look at these things? How are we going to look at these memos? We need to get more copies of the IG report memos, please.
The IG report memos are posted online on
we
Friday.
need copies to look at them and we'll let us take them. And we're going to put them back in the book. Thank you.
Do you have any comments on the consent item agenda?
One comment part on each item.
All those comments, please.
We have Wayne from Encino, item 1A.
So, back to the Dodgers. $1,500 for food and recreational activities for the cadets. What do these cadets have to do with baseball? Why do we keep seeing the Dodgers that black out all of our games giving this $1,500 pay dirt to this department? How many times a year are we going to do this? These donations need to be an annual donation. Put together how much money the Dodgers want to give to the department in one setting so we can review it. They keep peppering this stuff all year round. $1,500 for the North Hollywood Area Cadet Post. So what do you do in this North Hollywood Area Cadet Post? Play softball, right? So why are these Dodgers giving department money for these activities? Well, the reason is simple. They get free police services from this place. That's why. You know, go up and down Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine. The whole 110 freeway gets blocked for their guests to come in and out of their games, their 84 home games. And they don't pay a fucking dime for that. That gets paid by the city of Los Angeles. That's why they're giving this money. This money is nothing but payoff money because they give $1,500, but the taxpayers of the city pay 20, 30, 40 times that every time they give a donation. So don't accept their donations. Bill the Dodgers for the actual cost of city services for their games. It'll be millions of dollars for the city's treasury.
Do I have a motion? Have a second. All in favor? Any opposed?
Mr. Wayne from Encino on item number 1B.
Yes, dearly beloved, we like to honor the memory of the greatest police chief in Los Angeles history, the Honorable Willie L. Williams. Willie Williams is the greatest police chief we ever had in the city's history. When he came to Los Angeles, he couldn't pass the gun test, but goddamn, we gave him a gun anyway while he walked the streets as our chief. Willie Williams couldn't even pick up a handgun, not dropping a goddamn foot, but he tried. He went out there to that shooting range and he pointed that .357 out there and couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn from here to Philadelphia and back. But goddamn it, he tried. And then we had riots and all the goddamn corruption. Willie Williams played golf, but while he was on the golf course and the city was burning down, he tried. Yes, Willie Williams was a man who tried to reform the department while playing golf and drinking and trying to pass that gun test. He tried. Never wore a uniform, always in a civilian kind of outfit, civilian kind of guy. A people's police chief. And we had all these qualified people that were here, passed over for the chief. All these 30-year veterans. And we lost them all to other departments for police chiefs. But the mayor at that time, they had to go out and they had to get an African-American police chief. So there was only one in the United States.
Yeah.
Willie Williams was that man. He said, I not coming to L.A. And they said, well, we'll give you $400,000 a year, and we'll give you a gun, even though you don't have a permit to shoot a gun. And he accepted it.
My hands are full.
Willie Williams, the greatest police chief ever.
You have no other comment cards on this item?
We have a motion on this item.
What about it?
A second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
We're now on item number 2, commission comments.
Do any of my fellow commissioners have a comment this morning? I have two comments. First, I want to talk about the Valley Bureau Youth Summit, which I attended 2 weeks ago. I didn't have the opportunity to talk about it last week. It was an event that was organized by 2 police officers in the Valley. There were over 1,000 young people in attendance, high school and college aged people. It was really a fantastic event. It was organized by 2 police officers, Dave Rodriguez and Mariana Romo, with the support of their captain, Captain Hamilton. The purpose of this summit was to open a dialogue between the community and the LAPD. And we discussed everything from community and policing relationships. There was a job fair afterwards. And it was a really terrific event. Remarks were given by the mayor, Commander Chris Pitcher, who's here today, as well as myself. And captains from every division in the Valley were in attendance for a Q&A afterwards, where there was an open and frank conversation with the youth. One of the things I just really appreciated about this event is that it was not organized from the top down. This was an idea that came to 2 police officers. They ran it up to their superiors, and it was they got the full support of the captains in their division. And really the entire Valley Bureau supported the event. Mission College hosted it, and they were a great partner in the day. It was a really great example of the community and the police department working together. When I took this job, I determined that transparency best serves the department and the public. Sure. Right. Our supportive body cameras and the fact that we will be the first large department in the country, even with the current delays, to outfit our officers with cameras is evidence of this. The 2015 Use of Force report, which will be back on our agenda soon, is also evidence of this. The reports that are issued by the Chief and the Inspector General after our review of categorical use of force cases and the level of detail they contain, which is truly unique to the LAPD, is also evidence of this. I could go on with many other examples. In these 8 short months, I've met with hundreds of people individually and in groups. Frankly, it's one of the best parts of my job. Building on that, in June, the Commission will hold regular Police Commission meetings in each of our 4 divisions in the evening to encourage as much local participation as possible. That way we'll increase the possibilities for Angelenos to participate in the vital function of civilian oversight.
He doesn't get upset with that outburst.
The exact times and dates and locations will be announced shortly. Transparency in the work of oversight is built on respect. We as Commission members may disagree with one another. We may disagree or question the command staff, the chief, or the department. You as some of our constituents may disagree or question us. Yet none of this works without respect for each other. The essence of civil society is mutual respect.
You're killing people.
That's
What
hilarious.
kind of respect does that deserve?
They're not respectful.
So long as we can and do respect each other,
They don't.
progress will be made. I've repeatedly offered to meet with groups who routinely disrupt these proceedings. I've established ground rules for those meetings because those groups have not shown an interest in conversation.
Like arrest your way. Like arrest your way.
One line.
This is totally top down. Top down.
Proceed with your lies.
As is evidenced by what is happening right now.
Propaganda.
Rather, they have repeatedly opted for disruption, or in the case of the meeting last year at a house of worship,
It's called
an
truth.
outright.
Where are you this?
It's called truth.
I do not choose to waste time in theater. We have serious work to do.
Seriously.
I understand well the occasions in which civil disobedience or demonstration are required.
You don't understand.
You may well believe the
SBA.
time is now. I respect your choice, but I
Sure, we do.
don't.
We're dying. You speak.
I believe the work we are doing, from body cameras to increased and revised training to revising our use of force policies, show we are moving in the right direction.
No revisions.
In that regard, there are a number of important items on the agenda today, and I'm ready to get down to work. Any other commissioner comments this morning? Do we have any comments?
Yes, sir, we have 7 comment cards.
Please call those comments, please.
Numbers 4, Wayne, Akili, Prentice Jenkins, and Jamie Garcia.
You're required at all outreach meetings to play this at the beginning and end of every meeting. In memory of Brendan Glenn. Last year I said he was assassinated. I was proven right. Even though he fucking arrested me for it, I proved I was right. That's what I think of your outreach. Okay? Your fucking outreach is a joke. Post your meeting. Fuck! That's right. That's what you can do. Your federal lawsuit's coming. Jackass. Your fucking federal lawsuit is on its way soon, dude.
Akili, followed by Prentice Jenkins and Jamie Garcia.
Commissioners, I am glad to see that you are prepared to come and meet with us. Even though this is a fortress every Tuesday, even though you come here and it's an unwelcome and intimidating environment, even though since you have been president, Mr. Johnson, you have arrested 4 people. Do you intend to do that when at these community meetings, have us arrested? Will we be not tolerated at these meetings? Will we be asked to leave and threatened if we don't? I have spent all your life fighting for justice. All your life. My mother's generation worked so that you could sit there, and despite what you may think, you're not sitting there because you're smart and good looking. You're sitting there because people fought to open the doors, and I have fought to keep those doors open.
That's right.
All right. Not so that you could be a voice for them, but that you could be a voice for them.
Yes.
And you have disappointed us. You have made your choice. I made mine a long time ago. I will be here to fight for my First Amendments, to fight for justice, and to fight for people like Ms. Hines. You've made your choice. What you are doing and what you have done has been a great show, but it hasn't resulted in anything. All that I know about change is that it has not come from polite discussion or polite politics. It has come because this society and its institution and the people who represent it were challenged, were confronted, and if need be, disrupted.
Thank you.
That is how change has been. If you don't believe me, as women, as labor, as civil rights leaders, or anybody who has ever made change in this society, it has not come because we've, out of enlightenment, it's because it has come because we forced it. We intend to keep forcing it. Thank you.
Prentice Jenkins.
Morning Board, morning Chief, Prentice Jenkins, published the City Life newsletter, activist since 1991. Thank you, President Matt Johnson, for discussing transparency. The first thing we need to do in terms of transparency is find out who killed Waukesha Wilson.
Say her name.
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 Waukesha Wilson.
That's transparency. See, once we find out what happened to her, whether it was by her hands or someone else's hands, we need to find out what happened to Waukesha Wilson. Miss Hines, her mother, is sitting right next to me. She wants to know what happened to her daughter. You know, if it was any of your daughters or your children, you want to know what happened to them. They ended up on 48 hours. You still want to know what happened to them. Transparency means, you say transparency. Well, we sent you a petition. And with the petition was in regards to ordering the chief to turn over all body camera video and officer-involved shootings. We haven't seen anything of that yet. Why is that? If we're talking about transparency, we have the right to see it too. You're talking about you have body cameras, but only the cops will get to see it, and the cop will get to review it before it makes a statement. Can you imagine if they did that?
Before.
Yeah, before they do a report. Can you imagine if the cop got to review the statement in the Rodney King incident? Can you imagine what that statement would have sounded like? If they let them see the video, if they found out there was a video. If you really want transparency, order the chief to turn over all the body camera video so we can all see it too. All right.
Jamie Garcia, followed by Mohammed Khan, Paula Miner, and Mia Amina Miner.
So I know you just made this proclamation about how you've been willing to meet with us, but there was a meeting scheduled today that you declined. You declined because it wasn't based on your terms. Again, this need to control. You declined because, frankly, I think you're afraid. It was an opportunity. It wasn't an unprecedented opportunity. We've had community meetings with LAPD. However, it seems like you like to hide behind a facade, behind a mask. You ask as if you have legitimate concerns regarding the violence of policing. You put out reports that will do nothing but collect dust. You shift money towards more training for law enforcement that you can't even abide by. The mode of operation is the arrest of dissent in this room. Lastly, you take credit for ideas and actions that are not based on your own motivation. It was the community that demanded to know what person was being killed when you discussed officer-involved shootings. I lit up this room one day demanding to know who these people were while your commissioner sat staring. This wasn't your idea. This wasn't something that came out of the kindness of your heart. This is something that we demanded.
Thank you.
There's no civility while we are dying in the streets. And just yesterday, I decided to take my life's work as being a nurse working in a hospital and compare it to policing. And what I found out was actually devastating. It took me no more than 5 minutes to figure this out, to figure out how people are dying, not just by your guns, but the way that you take money from people, the way you take money from what we need to be human. There are 25 cops to 10,000 people in the city of LA. There is one fucking doctor to 26,000 people in South Central. You explain that shit to me.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Right.
And no, you're about to go to City Hall and demand more fucking money.
Disgusting.
54%.
How can you do that? All these people sit around, they stand around. You walk into one hospital, you won't see one nurse standing around. You're lucky if you get a 30-minute break.
Yeah.
And now you won't cut me off.
No,
because
you
you'll
won't.
sit there and you'll think about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the record, I didn't cancel the meeting.
Well, why?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I'm scared. You didn't want to meet here. I said I would be
Of course
here.
not. Of course not.
We're here every week.
Chief Harris
right here.
I said I would meet with your groups individually. You said you wanted me to meet with
We are not individuals. We are a community. You meet with the community.
You're not going to dictate to us.
If you want to have a conversation,
You meet
I'm happy to
outside.
have a conversation. But I was not willing to have a meeting where I'm just being shouted at. So
Oh, wow. We haven't even had it.
offers
Predictive
If you
policer.
want to meet, I will meet where you want to meet with representatives of your organizations. But if you don't want to meet, that's
It's
fine.
about 50 representatives, by the way. 50 to represent LA. That's right.
It's my turn to speak. If you want to make a comment,
Actually, it's not as
I will very soon, right after.
How come you don't put out a comment card?
I have a monopoly on good ideas. I don't claim that it was my idea.
No good ideas, homie.
But you'll take the media, you'll take the press, and you won't even acknowledge who wanted it. That's your problem, Matt. You won't acknowledge that we're actually doing something here. That us being here is making you move.
Yep.
It's not you.
The reason why I meet with groups around the city, all types of groups, is to get ideas and to get thoughts.
We
If
brought
you're
50
ready to
this
sit down
evening
and have a
and you weren't
productive conversation, I'm ready to do so.
You know what? Stop painting us as unorganized people. Stop trying to do that. Stop trying to act
Stop
like we're
patronizing
bullying
us.
you. Stop trying to paint that picture. Because you know the meeting was scheduled. No, the meeting was scheduled, Matt. The meeting was scheduled. You want it again? You want it again? No, you want it again to meet with some small little group because you can't show up unprepared to talk to the community. We are prepared. We know exactly what we're talking about. We don't need a script. We don't need anything. We can lay it out to you, Matt. But you're incapable. You're unprofessional. You know nothing about policing.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, that's enough. We're going to move on to the board.
You know, don't Miss Garcia me, Matt. Okay.
You know, the most interesting thing is that the small meetings you talk about, we know that you're used to meeting with people who are going to pimp our communities. I mean, that ain't nothing new. That has been going on. But I just want to go back to a comment you made earlier, Matt, about Holman Church. I mean, it's really, really pathetic for you to bring it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about a house of worship, and then you talk about disruption. Supposedly a house of worship that is built after a person's name and ideology, that was the biggest disruption that ever happened. Disruption of violence, disruption of oppression, disruption of dehumanization, disruption of completely stripping people of their dignity. And I'm talking about the name of Jesus. You want to talk about the house of worship, and you tell us that we are disrupting as a result of that? We should be disrupting. We should be disrupting. Because what has happened is that you're used to the same old adage of COINTELPRO to discredit, to neutralize, to disrupt, and to dismantle. What we are doing is that we are flipping the script on your ass because we are here to neutralize, we are here to dismantle, we are here to disrupt, and we are here to discredit you. We asked for this meeting. Richard Tiefak, and I spoke with him on the phone. He asked me, what is going to be the format? We told him, this is an opportunity for Matt Johnson to come and meet with the community. This is an opportunity to put a spotlight on the issues and talk to the community. Didn't we say that, Richard Tiefak? Did you relay that message to Matt Johnson? Right? This is exactly what it is. So you were saying,
Called you out.
bullshitting where you're sitting there and bullshitting yourself. And then you have the audacity to raise this issue of Holman Church. Really, Matt Johnson?
Right.
I mean, what happened as of yesterday or last week when Richard Tiefak said you're not going to meet with us, you have joined Steve Sobroff's club. This is what has happened. You've joined the club of white supremacy. You've joined the club of people who look top down. You've joined the club of people who want to completely stay disengaged. That is what has happened. We gave you a chance.
You're being
We
used.
gave you a chance to come out clean. We gave you a chance to come out clean. We gave you a chance to listen to people, and we gave you a chance to meet with us, but you completely fucked up. And that's going to come back and haunt you.
Puppet.
That's right.
Puppet.
You're not going anywhere. You can run from the community, but you can't hide. And just take it as a warning, take it as a caution, take it as a claim, take it as a public
Next speaker, Paula
All right?
Miner.
I'm Paula Miner with Black Lives Matter. Again, during the commission comments, I am raising the name of Waukesha Wilson.
Say her name. Waukesha Wilson.
Is here.
Say her name. Waukesha Wilson. Say her name. Waukesha Wilson. Say her name. Waukesha Wilson.
Mrs. Hines is here. Her daughter died April 27th. March 27th. Easter Sunday. She still has no information. She still has not spoken to anybody from LAPD, even though you publicly made that remark last week. She begged that you would be willing to meet with her. No one has reached out to her. Someone reached out to her in the hall. She said she would meet, but she had to bring someone with her, her lawyer or representative, because she's not comfortable talking to LAPD, given the circumstances that her daughter was either murdered or died mysteriously. So she still has heard nothing. The mortuary called her and said, come and get your daughter's death certificate. That's what she just found out since this has occurred. So she has to go to the mortuary, get her daughter's death certificate, which was sent there. No one sent anything to her. So I continue to raise up the letter that we submitted to you on April 19th. This commission, part of your commission obligations, is to respond to the letter. Give us an answer. Also, I want to talk about Matt Johnson's meetings. One of the reasons for the meetings is this particular partner, UTLA, who contacted Mayor Garcetti and said they support our request to have accessible meetings. And the mayor responded back saying, I will talk to Matt Johnson. I will tell Matt Johnson to set up those meetings. Okay? And one more thing. Holman Church, I am a member of the United Methodists. Whenever there's a public meeting, we are an activist church. Whenever there's a public meeting, it is not considered a sanctuary. It's considered a gift to the community. So there was no violation of any religion at that time.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification.
The proceedings of LAPC have been disgraceful. Your insults are powerless, Matt Johnson, because you are in front of an audience of community members who knows the truth.
Yeah.
Alina Miners.
What is it? Did you want...
You got more time.
You got more time to interrupt.
You got more time.
You want to hear my name? She said my name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my boy.
Disruptive. My name is Nia Alina Minor. You were arrested. I was arrested 2 weeks ago.
No, you should know her name.
The proceedings of the LAPC have been disgraceful. Your insults are powerless, Matt Johnson, let me repeat it again, because you are in front of an audience of community members who knows the truth.
Yeah.
We know the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is, since you were appointed to this commission, 4 people have been arrested. The truth is, first 4.
4 people.
Maybe
the truth is, First Amendment rights have been stripped of this audience. The truth is, you've declined community meetings. The truth is, your board has repeatedly disrespected community members and family members as they plead for information and transparency. Matt, how can you expect us to communicate with you in this top-down white supremacist, disrespectful space and in this format? What's happening is you're trying to take the attention off the real issues. Nobody is worried about, what's that, rules of order for meetings?
Robert's.
Nobody gives a damn about Robert's rules of order. We're community members trying to speak, trying to practice our democratic rights, yes? Black Lives Matter is very concerned and disappointed in the actions taken following the death of Waukesha Wilson while in custody. Let's bring our focus back to the issues. Los Angeles Police Department has not been transparent and appears to be withholding critical information from the family and the community. The family of Waukesha Wilson requests that the LAPD commissioners and the LAPD take appropriate action in the death of Waukesha Wilson by providing the following information. Copies of all video footage and photographs of Waukesha Wilson and her surroundings in Metro Detention Center. All logs and any other documentation that lists the persons entering and exiting her cell. A full and complete description of the official procedure used by LAPD, Metro Detention, and or any involved city or county departments to notify family of the death of family members in holding. Chief Beck, why is that so hard? We need that information immediately. It has been a full month. This is ridiculous. What are our resources going to if you cannot respond to these simple requests?
Thank you.
LAPD for 3 days knew of Waukesha Wilson's death and did not notify her mother. For 3 days.
Never notified.
I did not hear my name get called for this section and I submitted a comment. I do not have a comment card for you. My name is Mariela Saba and this section is for the commissioner's comments.
Comment card when you're
It was that officer over there who got one. Remember? I gave it to you and
course
some others.
Come
So I'll just
Go
wait
ahead,
for
you
you
can
all.
have your 2 minutes.
You can have your 2 minutes. Go ahead, you can have your 2 minutes. It doesn't matter.
Gotta fight for our right to
Okay, your time is
speak.
starting with.
I know. Thank you. Thank you for fixing that mistake. Why don't you rebel? Why don't you rebel? Wake up, wake up, Matt, and rebel.
I was really looking forward to seeing you this evening, Matt Johnson, outside of this context that you are protected under. I'm going to direct my comment to you, so I'm going to ask for eye contact minimum. Yeah. Thank you. I was really looking forward to mirroring your position and yourself and your health tonight in the evening, to be able to show you as a puppet that you are being used as. I do theater to help work on our liberation, and I was really looking forward to show you the puppet that you're being used as. You don't know us. The script that they're having you read shows us that you're spilling out their rhetoric, and it shows utter disrespect. It shows me that you don't know us. You're not going to meet with individuals when you meet with a community. See how many folks are in here? Can you raise your hand if you were planning to be at tonight's meeting? That's how many hands, bodies, spirits you are disrespecting again. Now, minimum, we're going to represent what we've been representing here, our people who you all have been murdering. Last year, that was minimum 21 recorded deaths. Minimum 21 seats will be in any community space that you're going to meet us at. More than 7 already murdered this year. That's how many seats we also have to represent. We are talking murder here, Matt Johnson. Murder. Murder and respect. Murder and respect. Can you put those two together for a second? They don't. They just don't go together.
All right.
So we only meet outside.
Thank you for your
And
comments.
no, there's more than comments, and we will see you.
You're scared.
We will, yeah. And I want to tell you, your fear is eating you up.
Yeah, just
My time is not up. It continues throughout the day, and as long as I live. So don't. My time is not up. I'm waiting to meet with you outside. My name is Mariela. It's not Matt. Okay. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! And rebel.
This is your last warning.
Conversation, buddies. Work on it.
Item number 3.
Hold on, hold on. Mike Cow was also put in with her.
That's right.
That's right.
What is your name, sir?
Eddie H.
Wake up, wake up, wake up and rebel.
Hello?
You might as well.
Wake up.
Go ahead. My name is Eddie H. of the Los Angeles Community Action Network. It was once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting different results. Matt Johnson, you have the unmitigated gall and the audacity to try to dictate to us, the activists and advocates who are fighting on behalf of those individuals whose voices are impotent, to tell us how to do our business. But when we come to you, sir, and this commission, the Chief Bet, with righteous indignation, will often label violent, indignant, and everything else. But it was once said, and so eloquently by Dr. King, that somewhere he read of the freedom of speech, somewhere he read of the freedom of assembly, somewhere he read of the freedom of the press, somewhere he read that the greatness of America is the right to protest the right. So we come before you today saying that we would not be deterred, we will be vigilant, we will be steadfast in our fight against this system of oppression, our fight against the state-sponsored terrorism, and our fight against trying to silence our voices. We are saying today, without equivocation and unapologetically, that Black lives do matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't believe they do, we're gonna show you in every way, shape, form, or fashion. We're gonna ramp up the pressure on you, this committee, the chief, the mayor 2.0. But we are in it for the long haul. And if you think that we don't have ideas and suggestions to give to you that are viable, then you're sadly mistaken, sir.
Yeah.
You are a puppet. You're being used. And the sad fact about it is that you can't see it, but you have your blinders on. And that's what happens when you become socially engineered into white supremacist society. You want to be so much a part of this society that you disdain, disrespected, disregarded our community for far too long. 8 months is far too long. Now I want to say this in English. If not us, then who? If not now, then when?
All right.
General public comment, item number 5. That is the last comment concern on this item.
Check.
Report of the chief of police, item number 3. Check.
Good morning. Good morning. A couple of incidents over the past week I wanted to comment on. First, last Wednesday, the department concluded a year-long investigation into a street dealing drug ring in Skid Row. Over 30 indictments were obtained. We did over a dozen search warrants throughout the region. Over $2 million was recovered, including $600,000 in $1 bills. We also recovered during the investigation over 20 pounds of heroin and 40 pounds of cocaine. Make a significant impact.
Did you make the bust in Glendale and not in Skid Row?
Skid Row. If you have a comment,
oh, I do. I'm coming. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm coming.
Not interrupt the chief from speaking.
Keep going, chief.
Not interrupt the chief. Good job, boy.
Tell us where you busted.
That's the last warning.
Quick with me, huh?
This will make a significant impact on quality of life in Skid Row. Far too often.
Ticketing quality
life. The primary individual that was arrested had been dealing narcotics in Skid Row for over 30 years. He has no doubt.
And you didn't catch it?
Wow. 29 years.
You can't do Skid Row sober. You can't.
You've interrupted this meeting multiple times now. There's no more warnings. If you interrupt again, you're going to be asked to leave.
It's called a live forum where
In conclusion, on this one aspect, I was very proud of the work by now the Los Angeles Police Department with our allies from the City Attorney, DA's Office, FBI, and our Hydra Task Force and the multiple regional partners that are involved in that. They took a mission that I gave them to permanently impact drug dealing in Skid Row and did a really exemplary job on this. So I was really proud of that. Saturday night, we had an officer-involved shooting in Mission Division. Uniformed officers responded to a domestic violence incident where they found a woman laying on the floor with a phone cord wrapped around her neck. As they tried to rescue her, they were attacked.
Anything good to say about Skid Row?
Yeah.
You just focusing on. Are you a racist against poor black homeless people?
Please stop disrupting the meeting. If you disrupt again, you're going to be asked to leave. You've also disrupted this meeting multiple times now.
Oh, wow. As the officers tried to rescue the female involved, they were attacked by a male at the residence wielding 2 knives. Officer-involved shooting occurred. The results were fatal. May Day marches were held in the city of Los Angeles. Over 6,000 people participated peacefully. We had over 600 police officers, and everything went in a way that, according to plan, this highlights the Los Angeles Police Department's efforts to meet with organizers prior.
I care nothing about this meeting, Mr. Johnson. My people are dying. And all that you can do is talk about putting me out. Black Lives Matter. 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 Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
You didn't ask him to leave. You forced him to leave. Just like the LAPD with over too much power in the hands of the LAPD.
You need to leave also.
What? Are you asking me, do I have a right?
I'm telling you.
Do I have a... He didn't say telling, he said asking.
Don't touch our elder.
Being filmed.
He's your elder. Don't touch him.
Don't touch your elder.
Don't touch him. He's fine. We see what happens when you touch people. Then all of a sudden 3 people get arrested. Then when we touch you, don't touch him.
I'm a cripple, but I don't need your help.
Thank you.
I don't want your help.
Say, Craig.
See how your cops handle people? And Saturday, this coming Saturday, I'll be flying to Philadelphia, attending Willie Williams' funeral. Willie Williams was the first African American chief of the Los Angeles Police Department. You know, my thoughts go out to his family, and I want to thank him for his service with the LAPD and other local law enforcement agencies that he did. Also, this Saturday is the annual gun buyback. This is the 9th year that we've had a gun buyback.
You mean the guns are put on
Yeah.
time?
14,000
firearms and assault weapons. Also today I go across the street to City Council.
Yes.
Money. Present the
Gonna beg for some more money.
So I'm going to need to.
They don't need to beg. Yeah, pretty much.
That concludes my report.
So there's been multiple disruptions of the meeting today. There are not going to be any more warnings. From here on out, if anybody disrupts, and that's talking loudly to your neighbor, that's laughing loudly.
What? Human expressions? Human expressions? Human expressions?
Ma'am,
Mariela Saba.
ma'am, now
Mariela Saba.
you need to leave. It is now time for you to leave.
It is not time for me to leave. It is time for you to meet with us outside at 6 o'clock today.
Mariela, let's go.
No,
Let's go.
I don't want to.
I'm telling you to. Let's go.
I just need to make some more statements, let you know, Chief Beck. I have a comment card, so I'm going to just say it now. We're going to see you over there. We're going to make sure that you all stop stealing all the money from Los Angeles, all of our people's resources. I'm talking education. We're talking health. We're talking housing. Everything you all represents our genocide, our death. More resources to genocide? No. We will follow your ass
I'm gonna have
over
to
there.
recess and clear this entire room.
Don't go.
Recess!
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave so our folks can talk too. Because we have more folks who are gonna come in. And I'm gonna take my time respectfully with my own body, take my stuff at my own pace, on my own safety terms, because I'm sick of you co-opting safety. You are not safety. Stop talking that all over the world. You are not safety. I am safety. We are safety. We define safety. Stop stealing our safety and wearing guns. I'm alive and I have every chance to live.
Right now.
You don't control me, brother. You don't control me. Ever.
Makes sense out of all y'all.
Get on the right side. Get on the right side while you're alive. They will kill you.
Thank you.
They will kill you, and you are dying inside, brother. Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel.
Wake up
and rebel. Wake up and rebel.
Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel. Wake up and rebel.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess, and all the people are not.
Recess! Stop being a coward, meet with the community! Who's standing? Stop being a coward, meet with the community!
So now we're going to find out if they'll let me back in. So they're going to take everyone out. They're going to take everyone out.
I guess so.
And then they're going to decide who gets to come back in.
You gotta be clear.
I've never been allowed back in.
Okay.
Or else we'll arrest you.
This isn't funny. This isn't humorous. This is people's lives. This isn't humorous. Be respectful.
Stop being a coward. Meet with the community, Matt Johnson.
No. They took a recess.
Run it.
You don't have to leave. You just have to wait out in the next lobby.
They did.
Yes. I didn't see any vote. It didn't happen.
During when I was telling you about the comment part on what item they
They were
were
voted.
Yes.
And it passed.
Yes, they all
I'm taking your word for that.
Yes.
They voted on what?
Ability to have a recess.
No, I mean,
I was just asking that they clarify whether there was.
I didn't see any vote. So they're not actually clearing the room because these people are staying. Hey, now if you're just tuning in, we're live here at LAPD headquarters at the LAPD Police Commission meeting.
Are you going to call another unlawful assembly again? Are you going to call another unlawful assembly and have me illegally arrested again? Well, wait a minute. Before you do it this time, my attorney wants me to read you something. Hold on. My lawyer asked me to read you dumb cop something before you fuck me again. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
I see you again, you get the nightstick.
Here we go.
If I see you here again, you get the nightstick. You understand?
That's right.
You get the main.
California Constitution requires the attendance of lawful meetings. Section 403 makes it a crime to willfully disturb or break up any assembly or meeting.
So they forced us all out.
To prove an assembly,
they cleared the room.
You must apply Section 403 in a constitutional manner.
Come back.
Proving that there was a break of disturbance in a public meeting. If you're sitting in the audience, silently observing, you cannot be charged under Section 403. Under Code versus California, 1975 Code 8.
So you guys are basically let us know.
Every person has a right in a public meeting to wear expressive garb. And the defendant must be given reasonable notice of the activity subject to the criminal penalty.
Let's go, buddy. You're under arrest. Let's go. You're under arrest, buddy.
Not precise standards and guidelines, but you jack off fucking cops never do. Rules of decorum must have the authority of the sergeant at arms to maintain order pursuant to his or her lawful authority as a police officer. The rules of decorum must indicate other lawful authority already exists in the sergeant at arms may use to take action against actual disruption that violates the peaceful and civil.
Oh no, we're just tuning in here. We're live here at LAPD headquarters. We're in the lobby. The police commission meeting was just cleared out. Are you leaving? So they're deciding if they're going to let anyone back in. So I haven't decided if I want to go back in or not, but let's see if they even let me back in. Hey! So they're deciding if they're going to let anyone back in. And then I guess they have to decide who they're going to let back in. I think if you're wearing pink, it's okay. I think anyone wearing pink...
They saw me. He saw me. He saw me agreeing with everything that was being said.
Well, I nodded my head a lot, but I didn't disrupt anything.
You're right.
So,
I did say.
I mean, I said some words audibly, but I mean, every cop in the room talks to one another. So, that's not a disruption because that's
their definition of disruption.
Oh, if I nod a lot, that's disrupting.
Maybe. I mean, he was saying you couldn't even laugh.
No, that's not even possible. I had a judge. I was sitting in the court, and the judge said if you make faces, you'll be kicked out. And then I told the lawyers, I can't help but make faces. The faces happen, and then I can stop it after it happens, but I'm
Is he here every meeting?
Yes. There's certain people who come every week, and they're just funny.
I remember I used to listen and one of the city council used to broadcast their council meetings on the radio, and every so often I'd drive in and I'd listen to them, and it was just really amazing because there was this one woman who was there every single time, and she would just speak nonsense.
They get those. They get those.
And then they do it, Charlie!
There's one woman who speaks on teen pregnancy.
I lost my jackass, Charlie
It sounds ridiculous.
Charlie back. Have you seen my jackass? Have you seen my jackass? I lost my jackass. I brought my jackass. I left him outside. His name's Charlie Beck, my jackass. If you see my jackass, just let him know I'm right here. I'm waiting for my jackass.
Is the one guy I forget what his name was. I don't remember what his name. The one guy that they communicated with to get the message to Johnson. Yeah, is he kind of friendly to Black Lives Matter?
They just like the staff next to it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, some of them, like one of them, I think is T-Pain, he just acts nice. Like, I don't know what he thinks in his head, but he acts nice. But he's always like shaking people's hands and smiling. Mr. Polite, but
this is a huge
I've never been allowed back in. When people get kicked out, I've never been allowed back in. But I've never disrupted the meeting either.
Get back in there and finish this meeting up. Like, get back to work. So y'all know, your supervisor be pretty mad if you just disappeared for a while. So,
you have to kind of walk up on
that's how it is. Y'all just gotta let them know. Then you all this shit. Nobody watches. It's all good.
It's hard.
That's how it goes.
All right. Sorry for the mute. Y'all don't need to know my personal, like, who's dating who and shit. Cheese May, that's what it's called. The gospel. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Williams couldn't choose those thing about Williams.
Oh, there's people in the chat here. This is Smoky Girl, typical police union tactics. Antics. Darlene Jones says thanks for streaming, and Smokey said, hey, Pam. I'm Patty. We're getting more and more viewers now that we got kicked out. Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, we're here live in the lobby of LAPD headquarters. You can see we're across the street from City Hall in downtown LA. So some people disrupted the meeting, so they kicked everyone out, except for the mainstream press is still in there. And then allegedly they're deciding if some of us can come back in. I personally have never been allowed to go back in. No, I've never disrupted the meeting.
It's getting hot under this hood. It's hot there in the hood. Can we get back to the meat? I'm getting hot under my hood. It's very hot. This is uncomfortable.
It is kind of warm in here. It's much cooler in the meeting room, and the lobby's kind of hot.
We're going to start the meeting, and you guys will start the re-screening. We're going to start the re-screening, and you can go back in.
So I'm gonna go last.
Go back in and check it.
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna go last because I want to see what happens with the screening.
And we're ready.
You ain't going nowhere. Takes a long time to get my food off, you know? It's hard to put this on. I'm just
doing what the police commission wants me to do. Dressing appropriately.
Give them the first thing. And whoever goes in first, don't let him get started. Just let him know that you can give people out of the come in and then start. Thank you. Yeah, all right.
Oh, he's
So far they haven't refused to let anyone back in.
We gotta not let him get started.
Thank you for everybody who tweeted out the link for the stream. We're here at LAPD Police Commission with several community groups, Stop LAPD Spying, LACAN, Black Lives Matter. I'm sure there's others that I forgot to mention. So these community groups that I mentioned all got together and wanted to meet with Matt Johnson, the president of the LAPD Police Commission meeting. And so now he's announcing that in June there's going to be 4 meetings in June with the community. But that's not going to be on the community's terms. It's going to be on Matt Johnson's LAPD's terms. So, everyone's going back through the screening process again, but nobody has been refused to be let back inside the meeting.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You accumulate that for a while.
Right. Yeah, and I really don't want to put my hand in there.
If you just stick or something, you push it through.
Yeah.
Sure, let me go take a look.
Just give me the high sign when everybody's through. Is this the last one? Yes. Very good, thank you.
You want to sit over here? Yeah, up over there probably be better. I can see more. So, they let everybody back in. What was that about?
What's that?
Everybody got back
We're going to
in.
call the meeting back to order. If the room becomes disruptive again, unfortunately, we will have to clear it and proceed without an audience.
You can't do that.
Hopefully, we can continue
You can't do that.
without further disruptions.
I wish you would.
And we have 14 comment cards on item number 3. Verse 5, Akili.
What's item number 3?
Tomasino.
Chief's
Francis
report.
Jenkins.
The chief's report? Okay.
Lisa Hines and Paula Minor.
Yes. Now we're operating under the stringent rulings of decorum. All those without a hood must leave. So, again, I came today in peace. But we continue to violate certain laws. Like Steve with his camera. Came for you today, Steve, to tell you about Article 1, Section 2 of the California Constitution, which you just love to violate. You know what it does? California's got its own goddamn First Amendment, jackass. It allows you to attend public meetings. Now, the problem is that Steve likes to go out in the hallway after the meeting's over and accost people. So I did a little research with some lawyers. And you know what? Steve's often personally responsible. The city's not going to cover your tab. Because to be having city liability, you got to be in a legislative act. So when you adjourn the meeting, your jackass was over with. Because I was leaving the meeting, but you stopped me in the hallway with your fucking private security, and you forced me to stay while you said I was the worst piece of shit in the world. So that means the city's not responsible. You're personally liable because that's a personal injury tort. And I just got that today. This is a jackass. I didn't know jackasses were that big of a jackass. And then I see Charlie Beck's got a new haircut. And look at that, his suit. He changed his suit, his hair. Charlie Beck has a toupee. I didn't even know that. Look at that. He's a young guy. Look at that. All that time with that Magnum P.I. gay mustache and that toupee, I thought it was a Charlie Beck wannabe fucking Tom Selleck. No, right, jackasses. Let's continue the meetings.
Akili. Not present. Prentice Jenkins.
He looks just like the chief in Blue Blood.
Keely's still coming in. He should be here.
We'll let him know.
Francis Jenkins, City Life newsletter. Active since 1991. I'd like to let the board know that there's screening people again, so people are still coming in. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Black Lives Matter, LACAN, MidCom, LAPD Spine. Stop LAPD Spine. I would also, I also understand that it says under the city charter, under the city charter, the Board of Police Commissioner is the head of the police department. The board sets overall policy while the chief of police manages the daily operations of the department and implements the board's policies or policy direction and goals. The function of the role of the Board of Police Commission, that's their function. You're the head of the police department. So, based on what Mrs. Minor's daughter asked you to do, President Johnson, will you
release videotape. You're the head of this department now. So you have the right to do this. You can order the police, you can order the videotape from the jail, release to the family. You don't have to release it to us, just release it to Ms. Hines and let her see it, because you're the head of the police department. Everything that Mrs. Minor's daughter asked you to do, I'll ask you if you will compel the chief to do that. Now, under Brown Act 54954-3, it says you can answer. Will you do that? Yes or no?
This investigation will continue as the investigations always continue. So there's not going to be any special rules for this one. We have a videotape policy. We have a policy of how investigations are handled, and that protocol is going to be followed here.
So no.
Lisa Hines.
Go ahead, Keelan.
Go ahead. They called you.
This week I get a chance to speak before Ms. Hines. Last week I spoke after her, and it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, because she came here to communicate to you in the best way she could, to give her some answers. And I had to follow her. It was all I could do to keep from breaking down. That is not what I expect when I come before public agencies. I don't expect for people to come and plead with you for information. I don't expect to have to come here and be threatened and arrested. I don't expect to come here to be poorly treated. I don't expect to come here and not be responded to. This time, I'm before Ms. Hines, and I can tell you what she's going to ask you. She's going to ask you for answers. She's going to ask you for a human, decent response to a condition that if any of you were in, you would be here. That if any of you were